Bienvenidos a Bateristland, el espacio donde la comunidad, el ritmo y la creatividad se unen. Hoy tenemos el gran honor de estar con uno de los mejores y más talentosos bateristas en el mundo, Buckley. Desde giras majestuosas mundiales hasta sesiones icónicas de estudio, Brandon ha construido una carrera maravillosa que inspira a miles de bateristas en todo el mundo. Hoy desde Guadalajara, Jalisco, nos comparte su historia con la comunidad latinoamericana de bateristas. Comenzamos.
So thank you, Brendan, for your time and for your space to talk about the drumming. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for doing what you do.
Thanks. So do you remember the first rhythm or song that made you fall in love with drums?
Well, that's a good question. I've loved music ever since I was very, very young. I think because my parents loved music so much. They had a big record collection, lots of vinyl, all different types of music. So there was always music in my house. My father was always singing. We were always dancing.
They are musicians and
they weren't musicians,
okay.
but they loved music.
Yeah, okay.
And also, I'm half Korean, so there was always chopsticks in the house.
Okay.
And I think I used to take little chopsticks and always bang on the furniture.
Everything.
Yeah, tables, pillows, everything. Yeah. So, yeah, it goes back as far as I can remember.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you grew up with a multicultural background. How did Miami affect and shape your drumming style?
Oh, Miami was very influential for me because I grew up in New Jersey. New Jersey has a lot of culture, but when I moved to Miami to study music for college, I was deep in the Latin culture.
Yeah.
From all different types, from Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican, and also Colombian, Venezuelan, Peruvian.
And here in Mexico, it's very famous to talk about Berkeley or another schools. Why Miami? Why did you choose that place to study?
Yeah, I think when I was 17 or 18 years old and I wanted to continue learning about music and the drums, there are many different schools you can go to. You can go to New York and study at the Manhattan School of Music or Juilliard or at the time the New School. You can go to Berkeley. You can go to North Texas State. You can go to Cal Arts, which is in Los Angeles. But Miami was a big school that at the time where a lot of people were going there. It's a smaller music program, so there's not hundreds and hundreds of drummers. Yeah. When I went to school there were only 50 drummers, 50. So that was good for me. So I got to have a lot of attention from the teachers. I got to play every day with all the other students.
With the Latin America.
And the city. I wanted to go to a school that was inside a big city, so that I could practice in the daytime, and at night I can go see music or jam
to the
with
bars
people.
And for jamming.
That was very important for me.
Yeah. Okay. So how important was academic training in your journey?
Well, I think you can be a very scholastic drummer, very academic drummer, or you can be a very what they call a street drummer, which is like self-taught.
De la calle.
Yeah, de la calle. Yeah. They're both good. Maybe a nice mix of both is the perfect blend. But I feel like personally, the way I learn, going to school helped me a lot. Learning, I loved learning about reading, composition, history. Everything about music, not just practicing only. I liked learning everything. So I think music school for me was very valuable.
Okay, good. So you have played with so many different artists like Shakira, Morrisey, and many others. How did you adapt your drumming style in each different artist without losing your essence, your sound, your identity?
I think thank you for asking that. I think if I think about it, I try to listen to the music. Every artist has their music, their compositions, and I try to really get into the soul of the songs, whether it's Morrisey or Shakira or whoever else I play with. I try to really learn the songs, the parts, the compositions, the arrangements, and I just try to be as musical as I can. And that's a very subjective word because everyone has a different style.
Yeah, not only the beat, the timing is more than that, right?
Yeah, your taste. Every drummer has their own taste. So I try to put my taste to their compositions. how I would interpret their style, their rhythms, their fills, the tones of your drums, and everything to me is a personal touch. And there are, thousands of different drummers that would do it differently, and that's kind of beautiful. That everyone will bring their own taste, and so I just try to, whichever artist I'm playing with, I try to really respect their compositions, but also add my taste.
Okay. Yeah. Good. So, do you have a tour moment or lesson that really marked you in a big stage, like with Shakira or any other artist?
Like something that's memorable, or something that I learned something?
You learned something and memorable or fun or something, the particular, or only that you always remember and maybe tell two friends or something?
There are so many.
Maybe one or two?
But just recently, we were on tour with this new Shakira tour, and we played, I grew up in New Jersey, so we played the big American football stadium in New Jersey.
Okay.
It's called MetLife Stadium now, but when I was a kid, it was called Giant Stadium.
Okay.
And that's where I saw dozens and dozens of concerts as a little boy growing up. I saw lots of concerts every summer there. So that was, it was fun to play there again. That was my second time playing there, but it was very fun. So that's just one of many memories that I've had along the way.
Okay. And one that you've learned a lot?
I learn a lot from mistakes.
Okay.
So anytime something goes wrong during a concert, I find it very educational. Actually, I don't think I think that's interesting. I should remember this moment so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Or how do I prevent this for next time? So there's so many things like that, like simple things like where you're wearing in-ears and then they stop working, and like I need 2 in-ears next time, or something like that. All these little lessons along the way.
Yeah, I saw an interview that you talk about that you always have like 2 or each thing, right? Like 2 monitors, 2 cymbals. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you can tell us something about it.
Well, imagine if you're driving in a car and you have a flat tire and you don't have an extra tire in your trunk. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So I think when you're playing a concert, no one wants to stop the concert because you broke your drumstick or you broke your drum head. They want to continue. So you have to have more drumsticks, extra drum heads, extra headphones, extra everything. So
for everything.
For everything, because they don't want to stop the concert. Especially not for me. I always think like, what can I do to make sure that the concert never stops? So I always have lots of spare parts and things like that. I'm just trying to be prepared for all emergencies.
Yeah, all emergencies. Okay, thanks. So could you walk us through your current setup, like a general approach, and what do you choose each setup or drum kit for each artist? For example, now with Shakira, how do you think and prepare your current setup?
Yeah, so if you look at my different drum sets for all the different artists and tours that I do, they all kind of start the same way. I like playing, I love John Bonham. So I would start with a bass drum, rack tom, 2 floor toms, it's very basic setup. And then I add instruments because of different songs.
Okay.
Like, I need some electronics, so I'm going to get a roll-in sampler here. I need a timbale, I'll put one here. I need a cowbell, I put one here. So everything grows only because the songs ask for them. Yeah. I would keep a very simple setup if I could. I like simplicity. But with the Shakira tour, I've been playing with her since 1998, and all the different compositions that she has, I have to bring elements of all these different songs.
Okay.
So the kit grew and grew and grew, and it got very big. So I have a simple DW drum set that's just bass drum, snare drum, 2 rack toms, 2 floor toms. Normal cymbals, Sabian cymbals, normal. And then I add a lot of percussion instruments and electronics around the drum set because some songs have more dance elements or reggaeton elements or world ethnic rhythms.
Okay.
So it's just, if you look at it now, it seems very large, but I don't hit everything all at once. I hit it like only some things are for one song and some things are for another song. And we learned, I don't know, maybe 35 songs for this tour. We don't play them all every night, but we rotate.
Yeah.
So I need to have instruments that cover all the songs. Her early acoustic rock stuff, her dance music, her world music. I need to have everything.
And I saw you in a second stage, and you have a different kit for that? Or?
Yes, there's a little like intimate acoustic portion of the set.
Some
where
bongos and...
well, this time, in the past, I've done different things. I've had a cajon or a bombo leguero or something like that, or maraquitas or something. But this time, I brought bongos and just a very small drum set that I can play brushes on. Mm-hmm. And that works for these songs. So we do 1 or 2 songs with that setup. Some bongos, some brushes on a bass drum and snare drum. That's perfect for that. I also have, on this tour, we do a salsa song, so I play timbales on one song.
Okay, timbales, yeah. So talking about the electronic elements, how do triggers, samples, and octapads and everything factor your drumming style?
Yeah, well, this all happened. I love electronics, but I don't try to force them into music if I don't have to. If I can play a simple acoustic kit, I will. But Shakira and the musical director, Tim Mitchell, they asked me many years ago, maybe around 2005, if I can start making the songs sound more electronic.
Okay.
So I would take the actual recording sessions, the Pro Tools sessions, I would chop up all the bass drums, snare drums, all the different sounds, the special effects sounds, and I put them in an old-fashioned sampler, Akai, and I put them all in there, and I would hit the, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it worked great. And that's how the first song we did like that was La Tortura.
Okay.
We did that. Mm-hmm. So I did it like that. They loved it. And then from that point on, that was the way that they wanted to approach the electronic songs. Yeah. Just keep doing that. We like that. So anytime there was a song that was more electronic, I would get the recording sessions, chop, 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 put them in a sampler, and then play it like that. So yeah, now I think maybe half the set list, I play electronics. And half the set list I play acoustic drums.
And what do you prefer or enjoy the most?
You know what? You would think I would say acoustic drums, but I like it both. I like it both. I like.
You feel comfortable with electronics,
because I'm not just going play and then walking away. I'm still playing all the rhythms, and sometimes the rhythms are tricky. I feel like an octopus because I'm.
And the feel is different, right? If you play something electronic or the timbal acoustic of the campana, I mean, I imagine the feeling is kind of different.
Yeah, and it's fun to hit an electronic bass drum and you go, and you feel it in the PA. You're like, wow, that's really powerful. It's kind of fun and exhilarating to play that way. Okay. And I try to keep the rock songs and acoustic songs, I try to keep them feeling more dynamic, and I try to keep the electronic songs sounding a little more robotic. And it's a fun way for me to switch from song to song. Okay, on this song I'm a little more of a robot. On this song I'm more of a loose rock drummer, and I go back and forth.
Okay. And how did you balance the technique and the musicality in your performance?
Well, I guess you mean with electronics and acoustics, or just in general?
Just in general. Yeah.
Well, I always focus on technique, but my technique is so I can be musical. I don't want to just have good technique and it sounds terrible. I think my technique is supposed to help me express myself better, and express my taste better. So I love technique. I love studying, posture, foot technique, hand technique. I love it all. But you have to have a goal, and my goal is so the music sounds better, and I can play more effortlessly. So that's why I practice technique. It's not just to have better technique. It's because
to be faster, and
because it should lead to music in the end. It should help me with my music. But no, I love technique. I'm a nerd. I love it.
Okay, so talking about the family or maybe your personal life, how did you manage to balance your music career with your personal life?
Well, it's challenging because the life of a musician is not only busy, but it's also very chaotic, the schedule. Every week is different. So it's hard to plan. It's hard to plan even today, let alone a month or a year or 2 years from now. It's very difficult. But I try to make sure I reserve time in my calendar for my family. And that's important to me. Is say, okay, this block of time is for my family. This block of time is for my family. And that's important. And I also try to keep my mind focused on, I am doing this, for the fans and for the artists, but I'm also doing it for my family. That's one of the reasons why I work as a musician. So it gives me a bit of motivation.
And have you stop or not stop, maybe negate some gig or something to prefer to be with your family at home or something?
Yeah, well, it's more like sometimes the offer is not worth it for me. No, if someone says, if I know my son has a big school event and I really want to go see him in his school event to support him, and someone offers me a recording session that pays $2, I was like, oh, it's not worth it. I'd love to do it, but not that day. Yeah. But if they say, it pays $2 million, which doesn't happen. But if they did, I'd have to have a discussion with my son and say, I might have to do this, Yeah. But no, for the most part, you have to weigh the value. I like being with my family, and it's very important to me. So to do a job, it has to be very important for me to not spend time with my family. Yeah. So I have to always have that balance. And I hope, we deal with it.
Great.
It's not normal, but we deal with it.
Yeah, great. Yeah. That's good. So do you have any pre-show ritual or routine before you go on stage?
It's not very fixed, but yes. Okay. I have things I like to do every day that make me feel very normal. Mm-hmm. I like to have breakfast. I like to have a good cafecito. I like to go to the hotel gym and work out and feel in shape. At the venue, when I get to the venue, I like to check the drum set, do a sound check. I have a little practice set up in my dressing room. Just some pads and some pedals.
Practice rudiments or some exercises?
I just warm up.
Warm up, yeah.
You know what I do now, which is kind of silly, is I have different kinds of sticks. I have very big sticks, like marching sticks.
Okay.
I have very small timbale sticks. I have brushes. So I'll spend maybe...
So your muscles get in the shape that...
Yeah, so I play maybe 10 minutes with each pair.
Okay.
I have a little Steve Gadd book that Gadaments. I bought that. I put that. I read like one page every now and then just to read. But it's more for me, for my pleasure, to just get relaxed. I don't think like I must warm up. It's not strict.
It's more relaxing.
It's more enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
But I like to be very relaxed when the show starts. Whatever it takes for me to feel very loose, happy, calm. That's the way I want to walk on stage.
Yeah.
Not aggressive or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. So, which artists or albums are inspiring you right now?
Albums that are inspiring me right now. It's a good question.
Or artist or something that you are listening right now that maybe.
This last week I was listening to do you know the drummer Bill Stewart? Jazz drummer. I was listening to a John Scofield trio live record called En Route that a friend of mine named Luke Adams, told me to listen to, and it's fantastic. The drumming is so good, the musicality is so good on that. That's just one of the many albums I listen to. What else have I been listening to? I listen to a lot of old records still.
Do you have your playlist favorite or your, I don't know, your...
I have lots of playlists.
To get in.
I have playlists to go to the gym. I have playlists that we play in the dressing room to get excited. I have playlists to relax. I love music, all kinds of music. So, what else have I been listening to? I don't know. I'd have to think about. I have to go through my Spotify and say, there's lots of different bands.
Okay, so
you know what? I was listening yesterday. I was listening to the new Natalia Lafourcade record.
Oh, okay.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. What do you believe is the true role of the drummer in one band?
Let's see. The role of a drummer in a band, it can change from band to band, but I think primarily your role as a drummer is to play beats and to play them steadily, very consistently for long periods of time, so everyone else can make music with you. It's almost like a lot of people use the analogy of being a foundation. So I think that is, maybe 90% of the time, that's a good role for a drummer, is to be the provider of rhythm and beats and make them so consistent that the songs sound very good, solid, and comfortable.
Yeah.
But that's not always the role for a drummer.
Solve their problem, maybe.
Maybe you have a band where the drums are very chaotic, and that's exciting. Yeah. Maybe the drums are like prog rock or avant-garde, crazy drumming.
Crazy.
That's also cool. It's not wrong. It's just it all depends on the composition and the style of the music. But I think if you listen to the radio or you just pay attention to the history of drumming, I would say maybe 95% of drumming is steady rhythmic drumming, so songs can build on top of that. And that's a good thing to practice. I think it's good to practice everything on the drums. Everything. You can practice technique, solos, odd times, everything. But you really should put a large percentage of your drumming toward playing rhythms steadily in time, because that's what most drummers are asked to do. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Brendan. So we can go to the community questions.
Sure.
And then finish. So Jefferson Guarache from Peru. Do you still feel the same excitement every time you go on stage?
I still feel excited. I don't know if I feel the same excitement. I feel a different kind of excitement.
Different.
I think when I was younger, maybe 21 or 22, the excitement, everything was new.
Yeah.
So you have a new kind of excitement. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm playing in Guadalajara. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm playing for 50,000 people. Oh my God. Now I don't have those types of excitement. More I have a excitement like I'm really excited to play with my friends on stage. I'm really excited for one more opportunity to play the drum set. It's always fun to walk up to a drum set and say, wow, I'm very grateful for this moment. So I feel like I still have that excitement. And so it's a different type of excitement now.
Okay. So Laura Sandoval from Tijuana, Mexico. What does it feel to be one of the top drummers in the world today?
I still don't believe it. I feel like, it's really, really nice of him to say that. And I really appreciate anyone who likes what I do and supports what I do. But I feel very normal. I feel like there are thousands and thousands of fantastic drummers in the world. And I'm very inspired by all of them. So I just feel like I'm part of a very large community of drummers that are all trying to get better at the instrument, getting better at the craft. And I'm just glad that I'm part of this community. That's enough to make me happy.
Okay. Giovanni Hernandez from Jalapa, Veracruz. What was your experience like playing with Gustavo Cerati?
Oh, I only got to play with him a couple times.
Okay.
Because when we were working on a record with Shakira, he came and we got to co-write some songs together in the studio. And then we thought it'd be fun to do a couple concerts together where he would be a guest artist.
Okay.
I can't remember how many we did in total. Maybe 3. I got to rehearse at his recording studio in Buenos Aires, and then we did a festival in Buenos Aires. We did a show together, I believe, in Istanbul. A couple others, maybe. It was fantastic. I mean, he was so cool.
No.
He's a great singer, great guitarist, very chill. So it was great. And although I didn't grow up as a child listening to rock en español, I knew his significance, and I grew to love all his records from living in Miami.
Yeah.
Solo and Soda Stereo. And then, so it was just such a cool experience because he's a rock legend, and it was fun for me,
Okay. So, Valdrumer 10. Have you ever had a conflict with a bandmate? If so, how did you solve it?
That's a really good question. I'm a pretty easygoing person overall. I like to get along with people. I feel like I'm friends with everyone. So I don't really have many conflicts.
Okay.
And if there is a conflict, I think we resolve it very quickly. Very quickly. If it's like, hey, please don't do that anymore, or I'm sorry I did that, and just get it over with, because you can't be in a band for 8 months, 12 months, 18 months with an enemy. It's just not going to work.
The band becomes your family.
You're too close. You're in the same bus, the same plane, the same dressing room, the same stage. You can't really have enemies at that point. So you have to resolve it. Either that person needs to change, or you need to change, or you need to meet halfway in the middle to agree, because it's just too difficult to be in a band with someone that you have conflict with.
Okay. So, Majo Abad from Querétaro, Mexico. How did your career begin, and what's the secret or sustain a long-term success?
Yeah, I cannot think of a single point where my career started. It was just a gradual career where I started practicing the drums. I started playing in bands. We started playing gigs. I played in different bands, different clubs. I played with different artists. I recorded records. At some point, people started paying me. I don't remember when. I used to do it for free, and then it was $20 and $50 and $100. I don't know. And then at a certain point, I was just a musician. Yeah. So, what was the second part of that question?
What's the secret to sustain a long-term success?
So I think that's really tricky. Yeah. I would say you have to have a great support system, meaning you have to have many friends in the music business, many different musicians, because if you only know 3 people, that might not be enough to work for your whole life.
Yeah.
But if you know 300 musicians, maybe you can constantly make new projects, new music groups, new opportunities together. So I think increasing your friend group in the music world is important. I think always practicing, always evolving, keeping an open mind, keeping a good attitude, being very resilient, meaning don't give up when things are tough, because things will be tough sometimes. There will be droughts or dry spells sometimes. So you just have to say, I still love this. I still want to do this. I still love this. I still want to do this. You can continue.
Road, yeah.
And I think that's all the people that I know that have had long careers. They've had all those elements.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's with Diana Castillo from Irapuato, Mexico. What's your favorite Shakira song to play live?
Let's see. On this tour, I would say some of the highlights, my favorite moments. I like playing Pies Descalzos because it's like a old school rock song.
Yeah.
And I like it. Shakira asks me to play really hard on that song. Specifically, she's like, I want you to hit it really hard. I'm like, okay. And I do that. And the song, just the arrangement is one big build. It starts here and just goes. So by the end, it's, really exciting. And I think that's a fun song. Always in the set, it's fun. Everyone's smiling. All the band members are smiling and jumping. She's having fun. The audience loves it. So it's a highlight moment of the show. I like playing a new arrangement of Chantaje, which is a salsa arrangement.
Salsa, okay.
That's fun for me because I like that each tour I get to do something different. No. So this tour I get to do that. I like the challenges of doing different instruments, different styles of music, and that's also very enjoyable for me. Everyone's dancing, the whole stage, everyone's dancing, so it's fun.
It's a party over there, right?
It's a party, yeah.
Okay. Paquito Drumtech from Guadalajara. What technical aspect do you check regularly? The gear, tuning, monitoring with your tech or your monitor engineer?
Well, I'm very blessed because at the moment I have an outstanding drum tech, like an angel of drum techs. His name is Antonio Giri, and he is as perfect as a person can be because basically he thinks of everything that I would think of.
Okay.
So when I get to the drum set, I sit down and everything that I would think about, he's already taken care of it. So
Okay.
I don't know, but I am very meticulous.
He reads your mind, and
Yeah, he reads my mind. Yeah, but I am very I'm very specific about certain things. So I like to make sure the tuning is good, but he does that already. I like to make sure that all the heights and angles are right.
The position or everything.
But he does that already, so it's always right. I like to make sure that the electronics are all plugged in and the battery isn't dead on my computers or the cable isn't loose. I check all that. I make sure that the pedals are all in the right spots. There's pretty much, I take a look at everything, but it's kind of already taken care of by the monitor engineer and the drum tech when I get to the venue. They're very good. They're very good. Rehearsals are different. We rehearsed, and there was a lot of work in the rehearsals. Movement, changes, every day.
That's the hard work or job.
The hard work is during the rehearsals.
Yeah.
Hours and hours of tweaking and fixing and changing. And then when you go on the road, it should be kind
Enjoy.
of... Yeah, we solved all those problems. Let's just play a concert now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but we do check things, but it's pretty routine now.
Okay. Jackie Fuentes from Guadalajara. What's been the biggest challenge of working with an artist like Shakira?
The biggest challenge? Well, I mean, I guess one of the things is she's evolved a lot over the years. I mean, when I joined the band in 1998, it was just a rock band. It was very easy because I was a rock drummer, so it was very simple. But she has evolved a lot musically over the years, so I've had to make sure that I've adapted and evolved with her. So, she tries different styles of music, and I have to make sure that I'm playing that correctly, authentically, so the fans like it, she likes it, the band likes it. That's been a challenge. Not the hardest challenge, because I actually like doing that anyway. But I do think that that's been one of the things I've noticed over the years when I look back at our years together, is we've done a lot of different styles of music, a lot of different types of concerts, huge concerts, tiny intimate concerts, concerts with guest artists, concerts with no rehearsals, concerts with lots of rehearsals. So I think that's been the biggest challenge.
Okay, so the last one, Alonso Osuna Moreno from Guadalajara. How did you meet Shakira?
We first met at a recording studio in Miami. I was living in Miami, and there was a recording studio owned by Gloria and Emilio Estefan, and it was called Crescent Moon. And I would sometimes get hired to go play drums at that studio, just recording sessions. And one time I got hired to go play on a record for a singer from Colombia, and the song I recorded was called ¿Dónde están los ladrones? That was my first song. And it was me, the engineer, Sebastian Chris, a producer named Luis Fernando Ochoa, and an artist named Shakira. Okay. So we did this song together. It went great. Everyone was super happy. And they said, this is cool. You want to come do another one? I'm like, cool. So I came back the next day, and we did a song called Si Te Vas. That went really well. So that's cool. What are you doing tomorrow? So I came back the next day. We did a song called Inevitable. And we just did that every day that week. And we did a song called Octavo Dia. We did a song called No Creo. And we did all these like every day.
Almost all the record.
I did half the record like that for about a week or two. And I got to play drums, some percussion. And then maybe a couple months went by, and then they said, hey, the record's coming out. Would you like to do some concerts? I'm like, okay. So then I did a couple concerts for the release of the record. Some things in Mexico, some things in New York, Puerto Rico, things like that. And then one of the managers called up and said, we're doing a concert in New York for MTV Unplugged. Would you like to be part of that? I'm like, sure. So we went up there, and that was kind of the real start of the band. We made a band, we rehearsed for 2 weeks. This concert we played, it went really well, it won a Grammy, everyone was super happy. That's where when I started playing with Tim Mitchell, Albert Menendez, and we've been friends ever since, and we've been a band ever since.
Great. So my question, the last one is, what are the top ever drummers that you have?
My favorites?
Yeah, your favorites.
Oof. How much time do you have? I can list 200.
Maybe top 5.
I already mentioned John Bonham, Led Zeppelin. He's probably the greatest rock and roll drummer of all time. I just think, for me, I love his parts, his feel, his sound, his fills, his ideas. Great. I love it. So he's a big influence on me. I love Steve Gadd. Steve Gadd, what can I say? I love his feel. Yeah. His pocket is perfect. I love his musicality, his taste. I love his career, that he got to do so many different styles of music, be a live drummer, a studio drummer, a jazz drummer, a pop drummer, everything. I love that about him. I loved Stuart Copeland growing up, the drummer for the Police. I found his rhythms to be so unique, and his ideas, his parts to be so original. Great. I love that. And I think, let's see, what else? I can keep going. I mentioned Bill Stewart already, but I love Tony Williams a lot, jazz drummer Tony Williams from Miles Davis, and about 800 other drummers.
Yeah, okay. So thank you very much for your time.
It's my pleasure.
We really appreciate your support to having this interview. And I think it will be a lot of inspiring for many Mexican drummers. So thanks.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thanks for coming by, and I just want to be part of the drum community. So I hope everyone dug this.
Thank you. Thanks. Well, guys, do you have a question?